Once again, we welcome you today to the Safety Advocacy podcast. The first we brought the Amazon of safety, the mother in charge of safety, on today, Mother's Day. Today, the topic we shall be discussing is different from a lot of topics you are expecting. You are expecting us to speak on several topics that are direct, but we want to talk practical topic. Technical skill alone is not enough. Technical skill alone. All your certifications in health and safety, they are very good, but it's not enough. I know a lot of us will wonder what type of topic is this? How can you say what I've gained so far for years is not enough technically? Yes, we have brought in the leader of youth empowerment with respect to health, safety, and environment. A leader in our midst who, of course, love the youth and believe that we can grow the system. We don't have to wait for government sometimes to achieve our aims and objectives as a nation. But this is a leader that believes that empowerment of our colleagues, younger colleagues, very vibrant, and he has also taken some colleagues from their level to a vibrant level. Today, a lot of our colleagues that pass through him are working in multinationals. Having worked in multinationals also as head of HSE. In our fact, look, there's a way we need to contribute to society. I have in our midst a very powerful leader. I will call him the leader of the youth. Because today, he doesn't joke with, when you are talking, he says, look, the youth must be given opportunities. They can do it. And that is him. When he was even the manager of a particular organization, so you see the way the organization moved forward and they were acting. And he left the place. He has created a succession plan and people move. I have the managing partner in our midst of MTC Enterprises Nigerian Limited, an HSE consultant of repute, and of course the HS leadership program for young graduates, the man that handles and anchors this program for young graduates, builds them, trains them, coaches them, and make them useful to this nation. Mr. Wale Ogunyebi, my leader, I celebrate you. Welcome to the Safety Advocacy Podcast.
Thank you, engineer. I was almost looking back and saying, who are you introducing?
Such a very humble man. You see, you can't be a leader without being humble. Humility is one of the attributes of being a good leader. Thank you very much. Please, can you just fire on for us now? Technical skill alone is not enough.
Thank you very much, Engineer Jamiu, for having me. And also for what you guys are doing under the Safety Advocacy program. It's a very, very laudable program. So I think this is coming from my own personal story of if I knew what I should have known when I was still a young HSE manager, probably I would have left my former organization as an MD.
Wow.
So when we say technical skills alone are not enough, recently I did a survey of HSE managers, asking them what frustrates you on the job as an HSE professional. What frustrates you on the job? And I wasn't surprised when what came topmost was lack of top management support.
Wow.
Lack of top management support. Then I think we also have something like lack of line management ownership. And then of course maybe behaviors of employees. Then I also say, okay, so let me also talk to my top management colleagues, and I asked them the same question. These are directors and top management. I also asked them the same question: what frustrates you with your HSE guys? Wow, engineer. The kind of response I was getting, it was serious. Things like they don't understand the business. That the HSE professionals don't understand the business. And then things like they need to move from being a cost center to a business profitability team. And then things like they make unreasonable demands. These are things coming from top management. That they make unreasonable demands. So I now began to look at it that, okay, there's a lack of understanding between top management and the HSE professionals. Even though, now I know this program is not only for Nigerians, so people outside, maybe in Europe, you might not understand what we're really talking about, because over there, top management support is given. Yeah, it's given. It's why would a top manager why would top management not support safety? So it's strange to people in Europe, in America, and so on. But here in Nigeria, you'll be surprised. The same guy who maybe probably employed you to run HSE, by the time you begin to maybe run HSE, so you might find out that it looks like it's against you, but really it's not against you, but you are not speaking his language.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's why we say technical skills alone are not enough. HSE guys need to begin to look at themselves as not just as technical persons, but as business partners. And then if you take an average HSE guy, very sound in technical knowledge, very sound in risk assessment, very sound in HSE management systems and things like that. Very, very sound. But now most businesses don't sell safety except only a few companies. They sell soap, they sell detergents, maybe they sell milk and things like that. So they are in business to make money. Yeah. So the way you land your safety initiatives need to take into consideration that you are operating within a business, and you must be seen not as a cost center, but as a value-adding section. So that's why we come about saying technical skills are not enough. Yeah.
Okay. So what do we think? Just go on more with more examples and how our HSE professionals can start to behave, start to learn. What can they pass through to be able to reach the level that you are talking about, and start understanding it as a business?
Okay. So let me still go back to what I said earlier about the survey I ran, and then what the top managers were saying about we HSE professionals. And I give a practical example of what I faced, because what I'm trying to do now is to try to see that HSE professionals don't face what I faced. Like before the program started, I was jokingly saying that if I know what I know now, maybe I would have let my former
organization. Can you please just tell us what you face? We want to hear what you face. And we too can go from there. What do you face?
So I
Tell
was
the story
okay. So
way, yeah.
I was a very good HSE manager. Yeah, very, very good HSE manager. In fact, I was an expert. Yeah, that's how I was seen. But there's a way you being an expert can become a handicap when you operate within an environment, a business organization. So I give you an example. So I was so much passionate about HSE, and I dealt into HSE. I studied HSE. I was like a walking HSE. But the problem was, I became known only for HSE within my business. So when there are discussions about promotion, about guys at my level, I don't feature in other discussions. I only feature as an HSE. Oh yeah, Wale is a very good HSE guy. Yeah, he's doing well, so let's leave him, keep him there. Yeah. But when there are other considerations, other jobs, Wale is not being considered. And then I cost it. I give you an example again. So you can imagine maybe there's a meeting going on, a supply chain meeting, and usually the first person to make any presentation in my former organization is an organization that was very, very passionate about safety. It's usually HSE. I always give the first presentation when we have meetings. So when I give my own presentation, after my presentation, I'll just switch off. So by the time other people are making presentations, customer development, customer service, warehouse, I don't have much to contribute. Because it's not safety. So over time, my colleagues began to see me as a safety guy.
Safety.
He's not interested in any other thing. You understand? And then when your colleagues begin to see you like that, then they don't also give you support. Yeah, they don't give you support because they feel that you don't support what they are doing. You cannot contribute to their presentation. You cannot ask questions. Since it's not safety, you are switched off. So that's the challenge. Wow. Then the other example, not very good example, but okay, I can give them now because it's also part of learning for me.
Exactly.
So they were to have a presentation to the employees by HSE and HR, and when the HR were giving their own presentation, I was not there. I wasn't there. So when they finished, as they were about finishing, I walked in. Yeah. Can you guess what the HR manager did? When I walked in and I went on stage, you know what he did?
Wow.
He just signaled to all the HR guys in the room and said, let's go. It was a message, you understand, saying, this guy supports only HSE. He doesn't support HR. We were here making presentation, he wasn't even there. So why should we listen to him? So that's part of the kind of things that we HR professionals should try to move away from. Yeah, don't
working in silos.
Exactly.
You need to do collaborative approach to whatever you're doing. Wow.
Exactly. So, for example, as an HSE professional, what do you know about sales? Have you gone with your sales guys to the field? Now, what do you know about marketing? I mean, within your organization, do you know what finance does? Okay, on the shop floor, are you only there when there are safety issues? Maybe to shut down machines or maybe to because of a safety problem. But do you get involved with the engineers? For example, if there's a machine breakdown, you are not there for... Okay, of course, there's no way you not talk about safety, but you are also there because you are part of the team. Exactly. They see you first as a team, Yeah. And of course, when they begin to see you like that, then they also... Remember, what were we looking for as an HSE person? If you don't want to work in silo, like you said, engineer, if you don't want to be a low ranger, a frustrated low ranger, I say, I'm the only one running safety. I cannot be everywhere. If you don't want to be like that, 3 things are very important for you. Number 1, you need top management support.
Good.
And if top management is not seeing you as a team player, then they don't feel you. You are not speaking the business language.
Correct.
Number 2, you need line management ownership of safety, exactly. Right? After all, as a safety person, you don't own the people. Line managers own the people. So take production, for example, now. If you have 100 people in production, all the 100 are owned by the line managers, for example. Yeah. So if you can get your line managers to own safety, and they are the one running after you and say, safety man, come and train my guys, not you running after them. Please release these people to me. So we cannot release them to you where they are on shift. Please now.
You have target.
So if you get them to own safety, you not be a frustrated HSE manager. And then the third thing you also need is total employee engagement. Total employee engagement. The more people are on safety, the better for you. But one of the things I also find is that sometimes HSE professionals are insecure. They feel like, okay, what's my job then? If my manager
everybody understand everything.
Yes, what's my job? They don't feel secure. Meanwhile, we need to understand that our job is really not to drive safety performance. You're not the one driving safety performance. So just the same way the line manager is accountable for costs, accountable for quality, accountable for maybe employee engagement and other deliverables, they also need to be accountable for safety. Yeah.
Thank you very much. You see, what I just noticed here and again here is I remember a day I was delivering lecture for HSE guys more than the production guys. So I asked a simple question. I said, which is more important, safety or production? All the safety guys said safety. Even the production guys, some of them said safety because I was lecturing them. Yeah. So when I came with my conclusion, I said, look, no. Safety is not above production. Production is not above safety. Let's have what we call safe production. So that everybody we are together, collaboratively, we work, and we achieve for the organization. And I told them, just as what you said now, that if you check ISO 45001 under clause 4.2, we need to manage the needs and expectations of our interested parties. Your board, your management, they are your interested parties. Understand what they need. Yes, they need safety, they need corporate governance, and they also want profitability for the business. Be involved. Thank you so much. That's a very good one.
We should not be visible only when we want to spend money. And that's why they see us as a cost center.
Yes.
Yeah, and then
yes, you said it here.
Yeah, they see us more as a cost center than a business profitability.
Bringing unnecessary demands.
Exactly.
You cannot marry business sustainability with what we do as a safety professional.
Yeah, and that's why sometimes we seems not to get the kind of support we expect. Because engineer, if an average safety guy is moving, the way people, and I don't know, maybe safety guys like it. They like to be seen.
Policeman,
yes, they like to be seen as, and that's a reactive culture. Yeah, it's a reactive culture. When people see just the way we see road safety and we are trying to adjust our seatbelt. It's not a good culture. It's not the kind of culture. That kind of culture cannot support zero accidents. Yeah, because imagine what happens at night when there is no. I want to challenge, if you're an HSE guy and you run shifts in your organization, I want to challenge you, pay an unscheduled visit to the night shift. That will give you the picture of the safety culture within your organization. You will see guys without shirts. You see guys walking barefooted at night.
Yes, nobody's even there. Safety is done because people are coming to supervise them. So there's nobody. Let me just continue to do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
People are not committed to safety.
Yes, and that's a reactive safety culture. Where people do things because there's maybe consequence management, not because they really believe in it.
How can we drive that belief from your experience? You've worked, you've trained youth, several youth, thousands of them. How do we drive belief in safety culture?
Okay, so for me, I think we look at it in two ways. Good. You're talking about belief now, engineer.
Yes.
Yeah. There are underlying factors of belief. So I give an example. If you go to, there are some cultures. If you go to some cultures, the way they see safety is different from the way others see safety. So I give an example, and please. This is not. I'm not. So we're just discussing now. It's not. It's just about understanding culture. If you get to a place, try to understand the culture before you can actually drive the safety culture. So, I was. You are in a vehicle, and then maybe the driver is speeding, and then maybe in some parts of the country, and then you are saying like, "Oh God, this speed is too much. Please, can you reduce your speed?" And mine say, "It doesn't matter. What will happen will happen. If God did not say it will happen, it will not happen. So it doesn't matter how I speed." So that's a belief. So the driver believed that everything is in the hand of God. So whether I speed or I don't speed, if accident will happen, it will still happen. Now, how do you deal with that kind of belief? And I think that's part of the thing we struggle with here, because there's this culture of God forbid. God forbid. And sometimes you see people going maybe to the religious houses and give a testimony of how God delivered them from fall from height. Meanwhile, they didn't use their harness. You understand? So
that's true.
Yeah. So that's belief. So you need to understand the culture you are dealing with. If you are working in Nigeria, for example, you are working maybe in a place like Saudi Arabia or even UK, you already understand the kind of culture you are dealing with. So that will help you to drive the kind of belief. And culture change is not overnight.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not overnight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just like if you don't understand the culture of the people you want to manage, the culture will manage you. That's what happened to most of our professionals. The culture will not manage them. They will not say, "This place is tough."
Exactly.
This place is tough. Everybody hates me.
Exactly.
People hate me. They don't hate safety. That's good.
And just like we're saying, and if you have like 100 safety guys, you ask them, I'm telling you, many of them are not happy. And the reason why they are not happy is that they feel they are not getting the support. But the other thing I also look at is this. So if you look at all the functions of safety, all the things that need to be done for safety to really run. How many of those things have you sit down to analyze? How many of those things are really for the safety guy? But we tend sometimes to carry all the functions, and then we are also comfortable with management also pushing all to us. So I found out that management also sometimes don't not understand the role of the HSE guy and their own role. Like you were referring to the 45,001 now, which places a lot of responsibility on management. Their management shall,
yes.
Yeah. So which kind of de-emphasize the rep, the management rep that used to be
in the previous
year standard now. So you need to train your management to understand what is my role as an HSE person. And what is your role?
What's your role?
Because one of the top management who responded to my survey said, my frustration with my HSE guy is that he is giving his job to other people. He expects others to do his job for him. And I know where it's coming from. Because some people understand the way they see line management ownership of safety. It's as if, why are you giving me your work? So if you have not trained them, of course they will talk like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So safety is in best practice, in best in class organization. Safety is a line management responsibility. It's not the safety manager's responsibility; it's the line management responsibility. And the earlier we get them to understand that by training, by empowering them, why must and one of the things I used to do in my former organizations, when I now became aware so when I go to my MD. I'll tell my MD, okay, so we schedule all the directors for safety audit at least once a quarter.
Once a quarter.
Safety audit. They go into the plant, not talking about any other thing, not cost, not safety. And I make them to understand that when we go to the plant, you are not going to talk to me. If there are safety issues, don't ask me. Ask the line manager.
Ask them. Yeah.
Because when they see safety issue and they are asking you, the line manager is feeling cool.
It's not taking ownership.
No, it's not going to take ownership because you know that the MD, so I tell my directors, asked him, when this machine is running without a machine guard, plant manager, why? Initially they will be looking at me. I can just do as if I'm not seeing them. The man is not asking me.
Let them talk.
So let them talk. So next time when the man is coming, they know they have to prepare. Not only that, when we now, I take the actions. That's my job. When we go for a talk, for a walk around, I take the actions. So and then when I take the actions, I send it to the MD or to the director. He sends it to the line manager and copy me.
Wow.
And then my job is to give him monthly tracker.
Follow up.
What has been closed, what has not been closed.
Cool.
So,
that will drive safety.
Yes.
Everybody will take ownership.
Exactly. Exactly. And then also, one other thing I also do, when there are audits, when I have external audits, I tell my external auditors, I'm not in charge of risk assessment for production. There's a manager there.
Yeah.
And so when they get there, I'm not sitting down there. Of course, I will not abandon them. I will sit down there. But they are not going to ask me anything.
Yeah.
So during the next audit, guess what? The production manager is looking for me. Please, what do I need to get ready?
Let us understand.
What do I need to put in place before, So
what other skills now? Technical skills we have known. We have known we need soft skills. What the soft skills we need? Can you just tell us so that we safety professionals we start looking for knowledge in those aspects?
Okay. I don't know how much time we have left.
No, please go ahead.
Okay. Because most of the skills I want to talk about will normally have examples. So, for example, stakeholder management. Okay. You have an idea, and usually safety guy will have brilliant idea. We are very intelligent. But how do you land your idea in such a way that the business want to take ownership? So you need to be able to manage your stakeholders. And I beat my finger many times because I didn't do that well when I was still with them. So you need to be able to manage your stakeholders. Communication. Communication is very, very important. In fact, I think most of the job of the safety guy is about communication. You need to be able to train. You need to be able to face the people, make presentation and things like that. That's very important. Team working. Team working is very, very important for the safety guy, and we need to learn that. Creativity, problem solving. These are very, very important keys. problem solving. So, for example, recently I spoke to one of the HSE guys in one company who he saved his company about 40 million naira.
Wow.
An HSE professional. He's an engineer, but using his engineering skills, he was able to design a waste management system that saved the company 40 million naira.
Wow.
Yes, and it's not just once, every year.
That's good.
Now, engineer, tell me, if there is retrenchment, will they retrench him?
Never.
They will never talk
Because
about.
he has added value.
Thank you.
Business.
And if there is opportunity to move to the next level, will they consider him?
Of course, yes.
Of course.
He's adding value.
It's adding value, so it's very important. Creativity, problem solving, it's very, very important. Yeah. So these are just some of the.
We must be innovative. With this present
innovation
world,
is very, very
with this
important.
present world, if you are not ready to innovate,
It's
then
very,
you're
very
out
important.
of this world.
Exactly.
You must understand.
Yeah. And digital skills.
Yes.
Digital skills is very, very important.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my one and only great leader. It's nice having you at this podcast today. And I must confess, we'll still bring you back for some of your, presentations you've done. Your articles are very interesting. We love your articles.
Thank you very much.
Keep doing it, keep adding value.
Thank you very
much. And to my colleagues at home, in Nigeria and outside the country, let's see how we can all add value to health and safety. We must be innovative. We must be creative. We must have passion, which we have for health and safety. We must not see ourselves as collecting money from the business. We should think and see how safety can also add money to the business. Some are doing it. Other speakers will come and meet with them. On this basis, the Safety Podcast, Safety Advocacy Podcast 2021, more programs, more things for us to see. Thank you, my great leader.
Thank you, my engineer.
Thank you, sir. I salute you. Thank you,
sir.